The moment the woman turned around, the skin on her face suddenly began to peel away. Her long, slender legs started swelling and mutating. Everyone watching was frozen in shock. The terrified woman tried to limp away, but it was already too late. Within seconds, her body collapsed into a massive pile of flesh that kept growing larger and larger before everyone's eyes. Soon, the gigantic mass burst through the walls of the mansion. The horrified crowd screamed and ran for their lives. Chaos instantly spread through the streets. Seeing what was happening, one of her teammates rushed over and desperately shouted her name, hoping to bring her back to her senses, but nothing worked. Just then, a school bus suddenly turned onto the street. The trapped civilians tried to open a heavy steel gate to escape, but after the collision, the gate became completely jammed. As the giant flesh monster slowly moved toward them, a mysterious metal man suddenly appeared. He drove his massive metal arms beneath the asphalt road and effortlessly lifted an entire section of the street into the air. As the steel giant kept moving forward, the huge concrete slab continued rising higher and higher. His plan worked. Once the flesh monster climbed onto the tilted road, its movement became much slower. Then something unbelievable happened. The monster actually started talking. So what exactly happened? It all began years earlier. The flesh monster was once a beautiful movie star. During a film shoot, she accidentally fell into a river and became infected by a strange green energy. After she was rescued, every time her emotions became unstable, she transformed into the terrifying flesh monster. Unable to accept her condition, she disappeared from the public eye. When she finally returned, 100 years had passed. At that time, she was living inside an abandoned mansion. The metal man's name was Cliff. He had once been a world-class race car driver. During a championship race, he discovered that his wife was cheating on him with his own assistant. Consumed by rage, Cliff crashed into another car, causing a horrific accident. When he woke up, his body had been completely rebuilt with metal. A brilliant scientist had saved his life. Since nearly every bone in his body had been shattered, only his brain remained functional. Using advanced technology, the scientist transformed him into a powerful cyborg, taught him how to speak again, and gave him incredible superhuman abilities. Another person rescued by the scientist looked like a living mummy wrapped entirely in bandages. His name was Adam. He had once been an outstanding fighter pilot. During a mission, his aircraft suddenly lost control and flew deep into outer space. Before Adam could react, a mysterious blue energy shot into his body. Moments later, the jet crashed back to Earth at incredible speed, creating a massive explosion. Everyone believed Adam had died, but when the rescue team arrived, they were shocked to see him walking out of the wreckage completely alive, protected by the mysterious blue energy. Although his body suffered severe burns, forcing him to remain covered in bandages forever, he gained an extraordinary ability. He could separate his spirit from his body, but even his powers were nothing compared to another teammate named Jane. She possessed 64 different personalities, and every personality came with its own unique superpower. Normally, she appeared calm and harmless, but whenever she became angry, she instantly transformed into a human torch with overwhelming strength. Even the words she spoke could transform into razor-sharp knives. Because all four of them possessed powers capable of destroying the entire planet, the scientists strictly forbade them from leaving the facility. Unfortunately, they became bored and secretly sneaked into a nearby town. Without thinking about the consequences, they freely used their powers and completely wrecked the town. That disaster accidentally attracted a mysterious donkey. The moment the scientist learned about it, he realized something was terribly wrong. Years earlier, this very donkey had nearly destroyed the entire town. Without wasting another second, he immediately sent the four heroes to protect everyone. Soon, the strange donkey appeared before them once again. Without any warning, it simply let out a huge fart. Within seconds, thick smoke covered everything for miles. The smoke rose into the sky, while a gigantic vortex, powerful enough to rival a Category 5 tornado, formed on the ground. The four heroes stood there in complete disbelief. Nothing was going according to plan, faced with a disaster that could threaten the entire world. How will they stop it? Can they save the town before it's too late? That's where today's story ends.